Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Bagunara. Emi chestunaru. Kuncham Telugu. I also know. Good evening. Hello, Nikita, Ajay, Ishwita. Namaste, beta. Sindhu. Good evening. Gokul. So many members there. Today audible na? No buffering. Last time so much buffering happened. I was also in trouble and you guys were also in trouble. I hope today is okay, audible. Good evening, good evening. Any WhatsApp group? No beta, no WhatsApp group. Please, anyone tell me, is there any WhatsApp group? Again, no beta, no WhatsApp group. I hope so. And up to my knowledge, I don't think so. Is there any WhatsApp group is there? Okay. So I think today audible. Without wasting time, shall we jump to the topic? Okay. So the topic that we have studied last time, I think it was regarding with the vector, and the last topic was the unit vectors. And I think the position vector. And in that, I have told you to calculate the position vector with the help of unit vectors. So what is the unit vector along x-axis? Tell me, everyone, fast in the chat box. The moment I ask the question, you should immediately answer in the chat box. What is the unit vector along x-axis? Everyone, chat box must be full with the messages. Very good. I cap, everyone. So basically, unit vector tells the direction. It has only magnitude 1 and it only tells the direction. So that is why along x-axis, what is the unit vector? I cap. What is the unit vector along y-axis? Say it. J cap. Very good. And what is the unit vector along z-axis? Z-axis. What is the unit vector along z-axis? K cap. Very good. Now what is the unit vector along minus x-axis? Tell fast before I start. What it should be? Where it has gone? Minus I cap. Very good. And what is the unit vector along minus y-axis? So I hope you understood to calculate the any position vector. And after that we have done a question how to find the position vector. I hope everyone understood. Now today I am going to start our topic is the properties of vector. Properties of vector. Can anybody tell me what is the property? I hope you don't know. It's better I'll just tell. So the very first property beta you are having is the shifting of vector. The name of the property is shifting of vector. So now listen this property of vector and listen, this property I am going to utilize again and again in the vectors, right? So that is why this property, listen very carefully what this property says. Now see here, if you are having a vector A, right? This is the vector A you are having. There is a one vector I am having, right? Beta cross product and dot product. When you will join here, then we will teach cross product and dot product. First, let me teach the basic. Now you immediately want to jump to there. I know you are having a lot of questions. Just focus on this. Are you junior lecturer? No beta. I'm just a teacher. Okay. So in shifting of vector, before that, I just want to ask you very simple thing. In vector, there are two things which are very important. One is the direction. This is the direction of the vector, and one is the magnitude. So magnitude is basically length. So vector does not changes until I do not change the direction and the magnitude. So if I shift this vector from here to here, here to here, my question to you, did I change the magnitude, beta? Did I change the magnitude? No. Did I change the direction? No. Similar direction. Is it okay? Yes or no? Now tell. Is the direction changed? No, beta, still not change. Array, this is, let's say, which axis, which direction it is? I cap. Vector is pointing toward which axis? I cap, x axis. So what is happening? If you keep this vector here, 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 anywhere. See beta, did I am changing the direction? No. Do I am changing the magnitude? No. So this is the beautiful property of your vector. If you shift a vector from one position to another position, there will be no change in the magnitude and direction. So I am going to write here, if a vector is shifted from one place to another place, then there will be no change in the magnitude and direction of the vector. So does the vector will change? My question to you is, does the vector change upon changing the direction? Upon shifting the vector? Tell me in the chat box, yes or no. If I shift a vector from one place to another place, what we have learned? There is no change in the magnitude, no change in the direction. What does it mean? Therefore, the vector will change or not change? Will the vector change or not change? Yes, very good. Everyone understood. There will be no change in the vector. Vector will remain same. Very good. Everyone understood. So if I shift this vector, for example, this is the vector I am having. If I shift this vector from here to here, is there any change? No. If I shift this vector from here to here, is there any change? No. So whether you are horizontally changing or you are changing like this. See, here I've shifted, here I've shifted to 3 points, right? Same vector. This is the vector A. So this vector also A. This vector also A. Is there any change? And this beautiful property of vector I am going to use in the next topics. So that is why you should know, when I will shift one vector from here to here, you should not get confused. Because for my convenience, I can shift this vector from here to here. And if I change this vector from here to here, is there any change in the vector? No. Why? No change in magnitude, no change in direction. So that is why vector remains same on shifting. Now the second property of the vector beta we are having is the what is the relation between vector of magnitude and direction, beta? Which type of question you are asking right now? What is a vector? What is a vector? A vector have one magnitude and direction, that is known as vector. If it does not having any direction, it is scalar, because it is pointing toward this direction, na? That is why it is vector. Next property of vector we are having is the is the rotation of vector. The next property of vector beta we are having is the rotation of a vector. Rotation of vector. What do you think? If I rotate a vector, what is the thing that will change upon a rotation? Beta, please don't try to chat with yourself. Just see here what I am teaching. Right? If you are having any query regarding the previous class, you can watch the clips also. It is available in the YouTube, I think. Right? So that would be better for you rather than breaking the flow of the class. Okay. In rotation of vector, what do you think? Magnitude and direction, both will change, not will change. What about the magnitude? If I change the vector, for example, this is the vector and I am rotating it, what is the thing that will change? Did I change the magnitude? Did I change the magnitude? Magnitude change or same? Tell in the chat box. Magnitude same? No change. Very good. No change in magnitude. No change in magnitude of vector. Only, what is the thing that will change beta? Only change in what? Direction will change or not change? Yes beta, only change in direction of vector. Only change in direction of vector. This is the rotational property if you rotate a vector. So I'll ask very simple question from you guys. Let's see whether you guys will able to answer it or not on this property. Very, very simple question I'm going to ask. Let's see whether you guys are able to answer it or not. Very simple question you are having. You are having a vector, I'm writing. There is a P vector and its value is 3 I cap. Right? Its value is 3 I cap. Find the new vector if P vector is rotated by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. Find the new vector. If I rotate this vector in the anti-clockwise direction, what will be the new vector? Tell me the answer beta. Very good, very good. So many members are answering. Very good, very good. So it means those who actually grab the basics. Right now I'm asking easy question, no difficult question. My job here is to just to teach you the basics. Very good, very good. So many members have answered beautifully. So beta see, this is xy axis, right? And for this I will call it as I cap, right? So where is my P vector initially? My P vector initially is along x-axis. Here it is lying, right? This was the P vector. Now how much I have rotated it? And what is the length of this vector? 3 unit, right? This length is 3. From here this length is 3, right? Is it okay? This is your P vector. How much you have rotated it? In anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clock, na? This is anti-clockwise, this is clockwise. This is how your needle in the watch rotates, and this is anti-clockwise. How much you have rotated it? You have rotated it by 90 degree angle. So if you have rotated by 90 degree, where the new vector has reached? Here. Is there any change in the magnitude? Did you change the length? No. You have just rotated it. So magnitude remain same. Only what is the thing that has changed? What is this direction beta? What is this direction? J cap. So what will the final vector? Initial vector what I was having? 3 I cap. Let's say the final vector I am saying Q vector. Final vector after rotation I am saying Q vector. What it will be? It will be 3 J cap. Difficult questions like 45-degree, 30-degree questions we can do. What we will do later on, once we will do the components of the vectors. So that we will study later on. So right now I will not use this property too much. Right? Everyone understood? So give me thumbs up these two properties. Give me thumbs up if you guys have understood these two properties. Very good. Give me thumbs up. Very good, very good. So the next property beta that we are going to study here is the angle between two vectors. Angle between two vectors. How do we measure the angle between two vectors? So before I start teaching any topic, beta, listen very carefully. I insist you guys for only this particular topic. Why? Majority students do mistake while measuring the angle between two vectors, right? So whatever the trick that I'm going to teach you, please listen it carefully, everyone. Please, it's my humble request, or I must insist you only for this particular topic, how to measure the, first I will write how to measure, and then, okay, so angle between two vector, always I'm writing how, what you have to remember, always calculate the angle, always check the angle between two vectors at a point where either head and head of the vector, or either heads of the vectors, or tails of the vector are joining. This is very, very important property while measuring the angle between two vectors. In this chat only, okay sir. But why you guys are discussing other things? Isn't it interesting topic? I can understand after zoology class, physics class might be look little bit boring, right? No flow of blood, no nothing, oxygen, no nothing, that kind of thing is happening. But I know, but still, once you will understand the basic and once we move into the questions, I guarantee you definitely gonna enjoy if you participate in the class, right? Okay, see here. So what is the important thing I have mentioned here, beta? Either heads of the vector. These 2 points are very, very important. One is heads of the vector or tails of the vectors are matching or joining at a point. Only there the angle. Now what does it mean? I'll explain with the help of an example. I will explain it with the help of an example. Without example, we can't understand. Okay. So I'll ask is this in the form of the question so that you guys will be able to answer. Right? First 2-3 questions I will answer. Rest of the questions you will answer. So first I will teach you the basic. Then I hope when you will be able to answer, then you guys will answer the question. Out of the following options, options which are correctly representing the angle between two vectors. Angle between two vectors. Beta, this V/W means between. This V/W means between. So that is why, listen it carefully. First, very simple and very easy. First option I am giving you. This is two vector, first vector like this, and this is the second vector. And in this diagram, the angle at this point is shown by this. Tell me, this diagram is correctly, this theta is correctly measuring the angle between two vectors or not? Yes or no? This is correct or incorrect? Just tell me. What do you think? What do you think? See the definition. See the main definition. See the main definition. Two vectors at a point where either heads or tails. Here, what is the thing which is matching, beta? Heads or tail? What is the thing of two vectors here is matching? Tails or head? What is the thing here is matching, beta, at this point? At this point, what is the thing which is matching? Head or tail? Heads or tail? So is it matching with my definition or not? At this point, two vectors. Is there any head or tail here? Is there any head or tail here? No head or tail. Here only what is the thing which is matching? Only the tails are matching. If tails are matching, so this angle is correctly represented. Yes, this diagram is correctly representing the angle between two vectors. Correct. Now I am going to draw the second diagram. The second diagram will be something like this. Let's see whether you guys will be able to answer or not. Second, something like this. Correct or incorrect? Tell me about the second one. Correct or incorrect? Tell me, everyone. Is this correct or incorrect at this point? This is the angle he is showing in this diagram. Correct. Very good. So everyone is showing why this is correct. What is the reason here it is correct? At this point, what is the thing which is matching? At here, what is the thing which is matching here? Heads. So here heads of the vectors is matching, though that is why this is correctly representing the angle between two vectors. So this diagram is correct. So this too is very easy. Now let's come to the very important. Let's see whether you're able to figure or not. The next thing you are having is something like this. One vector is like this and another vector is like this, and in the diagram this is the angle theta. Tell me, this one is correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Everyone answer fastly. Correct or incorrect? This one correct or incorrect, and why incorrect? Why this will be incorrect? Everyone saying incorrect, incorrect. We should change the direction of any vector. Incorrect, 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 incorrect. Head and tail. Very good. So at this point, beta, what is the thing which is matching? Head and tail. So when the head and tail is matching at this point, and here it is enclosed which angle? This theta angle. So this will be not the correct angle between two vectors. This diagram will be incorrect one. This diagram will be incorrect one. Now the next diagram that I am going to draw is this. Let's see how many of you will be able to answer it or not. Fourth one. Tell me the answer of the fourth one. Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Incorrect, 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 incorrect. Very good. Everyone is saying is incorrect, but answer is correct. But answer is correct. Dekh beta. This is the suspense now. Here the first property of the vectors will be going to utilize. What is the first property of the vectors? Tell me. What is the first property that I have taught you guys? Shifting of vector. What is it? Shifting of vector. Now if you notice this previous diagram carefully, earlier this diagram and this diagram looks similar. Both the diagrams are looking same. Right or wrong? One time angle is this one and one time this angle he has shown. Now don't type any message, don't do anything, just sit idle and listen. This is the thing where the student do the mistake. So I request everyone, please don't say any message, don't do anything, just listen here. Don't type any message. Okay? Please don't message anything and don't type anything. Just see here what I am going to do. So beta, whenever we are calculating the angle, so we have to check the angles by one more property. Imagine if I shift this one of the vector from here. I can shift. As I have explained to you in the first property, if I shift my vector, there will be no change in the vector. So here I will shift one of the vector. So I will shift this vector from here to here. Tell me, did my vector change? Did my vector change? Tell me, did my vector change? Did my direction change? Does my direction change? Does my magnitude of this vector change? Tell me yes or no. First tell me. I have done this. Earlier here, slight change I have done. See? Tell me first property. Tell me first property. So according to the first property, my original vector same na? My original vector same. Now tell me, what is the thing here it is matching now? What is the thing here match? Gokul beta, I will explain you the second property, rotation property. Please don't ask this question again and again. I will explain you in the end of the class. Don't worry. Before I will leave the class, I will explain it to you in the end. Please focus on this property. See, this was the diagram given, and he will give always diagram this like to confuse you guys. Because student don't remember the shifting property, and that you have to keep in your brain how to utilize this shifting property. Here is the use. Nobody has ever thought that this diagram could be written like this. Now what is happening here? The tails of the vector are touching. If the tails is touching, to angle correct or incorrect? Tell, correct or incorrect? This is correct. So that is why whether it is written like this or whether it is written like this, both are same. I hope everyone understood. Now before that, you can see this diagram. Imagine if I shift this vector. For example, you are saying, sir, why didn't you shift here? Okay, if I shift it here, see what is happening. Ye chala gaya. See, is this angle correct? If I shift the vector, is this angle correct or incorrect? For this side, is there any tails matching? Is it completely covered between vectors? I shifted here, but did I get any significance by shifting? Did I get any significance? So that is why here the angle is incorrect. But here what did I do? What I have done? I just check. What I have done? I just checked this vector and shifted from here to here. And then see, yes, by shifting, what I am getting here? Tails are matching. If tails are matching, so it means the angle given is correct. So you have to imagine, or you can roughly, in rough notes, you can check by shifting whether the tails are matching or not. So that is why if you do like this and this, both are same, because shifting property we have used here. So that is why between these two vectors, next I am going to use this property I am going to use somewhere. Is this angle correct? No, this angle is not correct. Which one? This outer one. I hope everyone understood. Give me thumbs up. Then I'll ask the next one. This is correct answer. So in physics, there is a one saying in Hindi movie dialogue, जो लगता है वो दिखता नहीं, जो दिखता है वो लगता नहीं. It means whatever you feel, that will not be the answer, but the thing that you not feel, that will become the answer. This is the English version of it. So here you are feeling that this will be incorrect, but answer came correct. This is so many times will happen in the physics. So that is why there is small properties of physics which are very important. Now the next property, next question I will ask from you. Let's see how many of you have understood from this question. I will come to know. So the other question will be something like this. This is one vector and this is another vector. I don't know whether I'm doing it right or wrong with you guys to check. It is a little bit scarier one, difficult. Tell me, it is correct angle or incorrect angle? Tell me, correct or incorrect? Everyone, answer fastly. Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Just note it in your notebook and check by shifting. Correct or incorrect? Incorrect, 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 incorrect. Correct, some are saying. Sir, what if they were collinear vectors? Collinear vector angle 0 degree beta. Collinear vector angle, same line they are lying. Incorrect, 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 incorrect. So what you have done? Have you checked by shifting? Have you shifted this vector? अरे यार ये मुझे पूरा बनाना था. Oh, now what should I do? Wait, I have to remove it and I have to make this vector. Now, what you guys have done? Shifted, check. This is the angle? Is it inside? No, it is coming outside. Is it enclosing both the vectors? Is it enclosing? Is it making any angle? Is it making any sense? No. So this is correct diagram or incorrect? This is correct or incorrect? By shifting you have checked. By shifting you have checked. So this will be correct or incorrect? This will be incorrect. This will be incorrect. So I hope everyone understood about calculating the angle. No confusion in calculating the angle. Shall I ask one more? Do you guys want me to ask one more good question from the angle between two vectors? Shall I ask? Are you ready for the next question? Okay. So the next question you will be having something like this. क्या बनाऊं अब next difficult सा? Okay. So the next question, similar diagram, similar thing. Tell me, this is correct or incorrect? This is correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Tell me. Correct or incorrect? Tell me fast. Correct or incorrect? Correct, 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 100, correct, 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 thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good. It means everyone understood. Everyone understood. अरे थोड़ा सा गलत हो गया ये. Dotted. Now see here, if I shift this from, अरे अब ये पीछे रह गया. I hope everyone understood. Yes or no? Check. Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Very good. So everyone understood about measurement of angle between two vectors. How we use the shifting of vector. This was the original vector we were having. So this is the angle. Give me thumbs up if you understood. This property has closed. Now next we will do these properties, shifting, rotation and angle, we will again use in the next topic that we are going to study. So that is why these properties that I taught you was very important from the next topic point of view. Very good. The next topic we are having beta is the vector law of addition. Next topic that we are going to study, vector laws of addition. there are various vector laws. In that, in vector laws, so here we have calculated the beta angle, we have calculated each and everything. Now we are going to add the two vectors. Now we are going to add the two vectors. How do we add two vectors? Yes, triangle law vector addition, parallelogram law vector addition, polygon law vector addition, and in vector law there are two methods. The very first method we are having is the graphical method. The first method we are having is graphical method. Graphical is geometrical method. In 10 up to 10th class you used to use na geometry box. That is the method, graphical method. And the second one is analytical method. And what is this analytical method? That we are going to study in the next to next class, might be analytical method. Today we will start with the graphical method. Today we will start with the graphical method. So today we will start this graphical method, and in graphical method you will be having the very first one and the most popular among. In 2 years you have to use it infinite times whenever the vector will come. Remembering analytical paragraph, I don't know what is that beta. Graphical method, the very first one and my favorite is triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Now I'm having a question for you. Shall I explain the definition first? Shall I write the definition first, then shall I explain with the diagram, or shall I explain the diagram first then write the definition? And from its name itself clear, triangle means some triangle is going to form here. Diagram, some are saying definition diagram, so I'll do my thing, whatever I like. My choice. I've just asked it randomly. Let's see what you guys will answer. Okay, so I'll write the definition. So in triangle law of vector addition, the two given vectors that we are going to add, the two given vectors can be taken as the two sides of a triangle. Means I am having two vectors, I can take those two vectors as the two sides. The two given vectors can be taken as the two sides of a triangle taken in, this is very important line, taken in same order. What is the meaning of same order? I'll explain it with the help of diagram. Taken in same order, then, so what happened here? Two given vectors, how I have taken, what I have done with these two vectors? These two vectors, the two given vectors can be taken as two sides of a triangle taken in same order. What is the meaning of taken in same order? I'll explain with the help of diagram. Okay beta, don't worry, I'm just writing the definition. I will explain this definition with the help of diagram. So don't worry what I'm writing, what is the meaning of it. You will visualize each and everything, don't worry. Okay. Then the sum of the vectors. So what we are doing? Addition. The sum of the vectors, and you know, not every time we write the sum of vectors. For these sum of vectors, we call it as resultant. For this we call it as beta resultant. For this we call it as resultant. Then the sum of the vectors, that is resultant, is taken as the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order to form the triangle. I have formed the triangle. Now here what are the keywords? First let me note down that, and those keywords I will explain with the diagram. First, how many vectors I must have? 2 given vectors, right? And they will be taken as 2 sides of triangle, right? And taken in, this is very very important. This is very important. Taken in same order. Taken in same order. What is the meaning of this same order? I'll explain with the then the sum of the vectors. And this is when you will add 2 vectors. When you will add 2 vectors, what is the new thing will form? A new vector will form. And that new vector is resultant vector. When you will add 2 vectors, you will get a new vector known as resultant or sum of the vectors. Is taken as which side, beta? Third side. Third side of triangle, but in which sense? Opposite order or opposite sense. So now I will explain with the help of diagram. So I have written the definition. So let me start with the diagram. Okay. So let me draw 2 vectors that I am having. This is the first vector I am having. Let's say this is P vector. Right? This is P vector. Okay. Right now I am not representing. This is one vector I am having, P vector, and another vector I am having somewhere here, Q vector. Let's say this is P vector and this is your Q vector. I want to add these 2 vectors. What is the mathematical operation, algebraic operation I want to apply between them? Plus. Can I add this? Yes, I can add these 2 vectors. Better don't worry, don't ask the question. Now see the diagram explanation. This definition I can make out of this diagram. So that is why listen the explanation. Don't ask the questions right now. Just listen the explanation. This is the graphical method. 2 vectors I am having. Randomly oriented, right? I want to add these 2 vectors. How will I add these 2 vectors? So there is very important first property of vectors that I have taught you guys, beta. That is your shifting of vectors. So when you want to add these 2 vectors, you have to shift one vector in such a manner that tip and tail of the vectors join. What is the thing that must join? Tip and tail of the 2 vector must join. So you can shift any one of this. So I am going to shift this P vector from here, and what's going to happen? So I'm just recreating the diagram so that for future reference you guys won't get confused. So I'm making clone of it, this here, and this was the original vectors I was having. This is my P vector and this is Q vector. So what I'm going to do with them? This is the thing. What is the thing? What is the meaning of the same sense? Taken in same order. This is the meaning of same order. Tip and tail of one vector must join. Here, joined or not joined? Joined or not joined? This is your P vector and this is your Q vector. Right? This is your P vector, this is your Q vector. Joined? This is the meaning of the 2 sides of triangle. Are they looking 2 sides of triangle? Yes. And they are taken in same order. See what is the meaning of same order. Same order का मतलब है, वो कहाँ गया यार? Selector यहाँ पे. I see. Oh, wait. There is a one feature. कहाँ गई यार वो? Forgot. Okay, no problem. Now see here, what is the meaning of both the vectors taken in the same order or taken in same sense? This is the meaning. When you join these 2 individual vectors, head and tail. So, can we join tails? No, beta. No, if you join the tails, that will be incorrect. What you have to join? One head and one tail. That is the meaning. So when you will join, so this has become what? 2 sides of triangle. Now their sum. What is their sum? their sum is p vector plus q vector. This is the sum of the two vectors, p vector plus q vector. So this p vector and q vector has become what? New vector, and its name is r vector. This is the resultant vector. This is the resultant is sum of p and q. So that is why this is resultant vector. How do we get the resultant vector? What is the definition? Two sides already formed. So I have to form what? Third side. I have to form it a third side. This is the third side. Form third side, yes or no? This is your r vector. But the most important line here, taken in opposite order. What is the meaning of opposite order? So beta, you can imagine it in this scenario. If you feel these two vectors are taking you toward this direction, you can feel that if you start from here, where your direction has end, here your direction has end. So they are taking you toward this sense. This sense these two vectors are giving you. Then third vector should give the same sense or opposite sense. So these two vectors are giving sense like this. So then it must give the opposite sense. This is the head of the resultant vector. This is the, listen beta. Here the important is to figure out the resultant vector. I am again explaining there are two methods of finding the resultant vector in any of the diagram. One method to I have told you. Feel yourself that if I tell you this is the initial point, if you will start moving from here, p vector is pointing toward here, you will reach here. From here q vector pointing here, and you finished here. So these two p and q are joining with each other. By joining with each other, that is why you are reaching here, na? If you join these two p and q, that is why you are reaching here. So two vectors you have required to reach to this point. But resultant is only single vector which is directly taking you to this point, but not through the same sense, in the opposite sense. One method is this. They are having sense like this, so it is having sense like this. This sense. You will feel that. Ye dekho. You are able to feel the sense. Are you able to give me thumbs up if you are able to feel the sense? Dekh. These two vectors having same sense, they are in the same sense and resultant in the opposite sense. See? Thumbs up if you understood the sense. If you are able to understand the thumbs up, sorry, thumbs up. If you are able to understand the sense, this is the one method. Is it a good technique to remember which one is the resultant? And there is another trick. There is another trick. There is another trick. In out of these three vectors, there is only one vector. Out of these three vectors, there is only one vector whose head to head and tail to tail matching. Here, only this vector having tail and tail and heads are matching. These two vectors here, head and tail are matching. So can here P and Q, head and tail are matching. Can these two vectors become the resultant? They can never become the resultant. Who will become a resultant vector? Both tail and tail, here head and head. So R is the vector which will be your resultant vector. I hope everyone understood. Give me thumbs up. About the same sense and opposite sense. Here is the game of same sense and opposite sense. Here is to game to figure out which one is the resultant vector. I hope everyone understood the sum of two vectors. I will ask question based on it. And I know you guys are going to do wrong in those questions. Out of the given below options, which are correctly following the triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Let's see whether you guys will be able to answer it or not. Lucky, focus on the class. Yes, beta, Lucky. Now it's your turn to answer. Ready? Let's see. So the very first portion I'm having very simple. I'm going to ask this. This and this. This is P vector. This is Q vector. And this is R vector. And here the equation I'm writing. R vector is equal to P vector plus Q vector. And here I'm adding one more question here. Out of the following, which are following triangle law of addition? If not, then give the correct equation for the diagram. Then give the correct equation for the diagram. Then give the correct equation for the diagram. How many of you are saying this correct? Correct or incorrect? Diagram is here, and according to the diagram, triangle law they have applied. They are saying who is the resultant here. According to this equation, who is the resultant? Who is the resultant vector? R vector. So according to the diagram and equation, matching or not matching? According to this diagram, who is the resultant? Better tell me, everyone, according to the diagram, who is the resultant? Tell me, according to the diagram, who is the resultant? According to the diagram, who is the resultant? My question to you, very simple. According to the diagram, who is the resultant? P, R, P, R, P, 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 R, P, 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 R, P, 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 R. Dekh beta. Those who are saying P answer, so the correct answer is P. Here resultant is P. And those who are saying R, they have marked up the concept. They have not listened the concept very carefully. It's okay, you have listened, but you didn't understood. Now listen here. What was my definition of triangle of vector addition? In my triangle of vector addition, did I say the longest length will be the resultant? Did I say the longest length will be the resultant? Those students who are answering R is the resultant, they are thinking the longest length will be the resultant. No beta, the resultant can have longest length and the smallest also. Doesn't matter. Only thing which matters is the sense. Remember the sense? Dekh sense. Aaja. Come. Ye dekh. Here the sense is taking me from here to here, right? Here sense is taking me from here to here, right? And this sense, like this. Are you able to feel or not? Ye dekh. So which one is the resultant? Which one is the resultant? First trick, this is the first trick to figure out which one is the resultant. And the second trick you are having, only one vector out of these three whose tail and head and heads are matching with other vector. Which vector is that? Here, check. What is the thing which is matching? Head and tail. So this head and tail of which vector? R and Q. Can R and Q be the resultant? Can R and Q be the resultant? Never. Who will be the resultant? Ye dekh. Here heads are matching, here tails are matching. So whose vector is perfect vector here? P vector. So is this equation correct? Is this equation correct? No. This equation is incorrect. This equation is incorrect. So this is incorrect answer. What will be the correct equation? Tell me beta. Tell me in the chat box what will be the correct equation. What will be the correct equation? Correct equation will be what? According to this diagram, what will be the correct equation? Who is the resultant? Time's up. Yes beta. 1 or 2 problems I will ask. Easy. Then I will leave the class. Don't worry. Next class we will study the how to find the magnitude. Tell me the answer here. Correct equation. P is equal to R plus Q. Very good. P is equal to, so P is the resultant. So P will be sum of whose vector? This P is sum of R and Q. R above vector plus Q vector. Very good. Next question for you guys on public demand. Next question on public demand. Then time is going to up. So let's see how many of you are answering it correctly. So the next I'm going to make like this. Next one. A vector, B vector and C vector. So here the equation he's saying C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. Correct or incorrect? First tell me correct or incorrect. Correct or incorrect? Sir, no. Correct or incorrect? Just tell me. Correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Some is saying correct. Incorrect. Wrong. Very good. It means my student have understood the concept of who will be the resultant. Who will be the resultant here, beta? Tell me in the chat box. This diagram is incorrect because they have chosen the incorrect resultant. Who will be the resultant here? Tell me. Correct equation. Tell me the correct equation of it and tell me who will be the resultant here. Who will be the resultant? Gamer. Tell me who will be the resultant here. Very good. Tell me who will be the resultant here. B. And the correct equation will be, देख बेटा एक बार sense check कर लेते हैं. Once again the sense. This sense taking like this and this directly, or directly you can check here. Which vector? Here head and tail. So A and A plus vector C. I hope everyone understood. The last but not least question I will ask, then I will leave the class and I will keep the suspense for you like a movie. Let's see how many of you answer it correctly. Yeah and yeah. This is P, this is Q and this is R. According to him, according to this question, the correct equation is P vector plus, according to this, P vector is equal to Q vector plus R vector. What will be the correct? Is it correct or incorrect? First tell me correct or incorrect. Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Is it correct or incorrect? Tell me. तो बोला incorrect. तो very good. So many have answered it correctly. The answer is incorrect. Here the answer is incorrect. Very good. What will be the correct answer of it? Who is going to tell me what will be the correct answer of it? The student who will answer it correctly, I will give you a chocolate when you will come here in the offline class if you answer it correctly. Let's see. Anybody going to answer it correctly? What will the correct equation of it? No answer. P plus Q. ये कौन बोल रहा है? Explore with Hanshika. तो someone name is explore with, ये क्या है? Gone. Nobody is giving correct answer. देख बेटा. Try to figure out which one is the resultant. Oh, Harsh Chandra has also given the correct answer. Hanshika, Shikha. Okay. Wow. Oh, that chocolate one was joke. That was not true. I was joking. So many students have answered, I don't have that much chocolates. I will give it to you. Okay. Now see here, beta. Here, head and tail, head and tail, head and tail. No one is resultant. So the best part here, you started from here, feel the sense. You gone here, you gone here, you reached here. How much you have started from where and you again reach there? How much you have moved? Zero. How much you have moved? Zero. नहीं बेटा, wrong diagram भाई, no wrong diagram, correct diagram है बेटा. This is correct diagram. So its answer will come out to be, the correct equation for it will be, correct equation will be this: P vector plus Q vector. देख, if I add P vector plus Q vector, if I add P vector plus Q vector, for a moment just take this vector out. If I add P vector plus Q vector, right, this is the two vector, what will be their resultant vector? This is their resultant vector. Am I right or wrong? अरे बोल ना यार, this will be their resultant vector ना. So what is there in my question? In my question, this is the original vector given, but my resultant is just opposite of it. My vector is just opposite of it. What will be the answer? This vector will be what? Just opposite of it. I have taught you. Same magnitude, direction opposite. Negative. It is what? Negative. So this will be, the sum of P plus Q will be equals to minus R vector. P plus Q is equal to minus R vector. So what was my original vector? I am taking this vector out. This was not my original vector. What was my original vector? This R was my original vector. Yeah. So what will be the resultant? If I want to add, if I want to give the summation, if I want to give the sum of P and Q, it will be plus R or minus R. So the resultant will be minus R. Resultant will be minus R. So what is the correct equation? You can write P vector plus Q vector, and if you bring this vector to this side, you will get plus R vector is equal to 0. This is the correct equation. This is the good question, or whatever you can say. So I hope you like today's class, and I have taken your 5 extra 10 minutes which I have lost in the last class. Thank you very much for listening so carefully and for answering and participating in the class. I hope you enjoy the class. Bye bye, good night, take care. So see you in the next class. The most common line that I used to say my student in the Telugu, Irojuki inte, next class Kalludam. I think I've said it correctly. Good night, bye bye, take care.